Hi, hello, namaste, Karnataka. Welcome to JK Academy digital platform. So, dear students and the teachers, today we are going to discuss about the very important concept regarding the English grammar, poetic devices. What we have totally 30 devices we are going to discuss detailing. So, dear viewers and students, this is a very important concept for the high school and for the first PUC and second PUC, even for the competitive exams also, very important concepts from the English language. So, dear viewers, so first, very important, the poetic device is a simile. So compares one thing to another of a different kind or and yet alike in some significant way. So for example, here pale as a late winter's moon. So my mother at 66. Understood. See, another one is the best example we have. Her face ashamed like that of a corpse. And another one, this world is like a rat trap. He fought like a king. So this is all the best example for the simile. So the second one, what we have, let's see. So second one is a metaphor, very important poetic device. So a word or praise for one thing that is used in place of another thing in order to show or suggest that they are similar, like or as, it not used in metaphor. So example, life is a big roller coaster ride. See how beautiful. So this is we call it as a metaphor. See, second one is that garbage to them is gold. It means lost spring. What we have the poem, it is clearly given. Another one we have, he is the big fish who must be trapped. So very impressive the sentence. Best example for the metaphor. And the next one we have the third one is that so alliteration. So third device is a alliteration. Alliteration, the repetition of consonant sounds, especially at the beginning of the words. For example, don't drink and drive. The sea washed their terribly transient toes. So the last one we have, he saw a spider and snake on the shelf. So that is what we have, the repeating the consonant words. So that is we call it as a alliteration. Okay, that is a next one is the repetition we have. So repetition, that is we have the repeated used word or word pattern. For example, all she did was smile, smile, and smile. So my mother at 60, that is what we have the poem. It is given one the poem. So the smile word is repeated thrice. So that is we call it as a repetition. Next one is that break or break open till they break the down. So that is also one more best example. So next we have I felt happy to see happy people make others happy. So happy repeated multiple times. That is why we call it as a repetition poetic device. So next we have personification, very important. Most of the time it's a repeated for the competitive exams also. So very important. Let's see. So the practice of representing an inanimate object or an abstract idea as a person and endowing it with human traits. Example, the sun stretched its golden arms and greeted everyone with his kind smile. What a beautiful. See, the sun is a comparing or it completely connected with the humans. That is what we have the personification. See, second one is that the trees were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. What a beautiful sentence. So next we have the last example. I heard my heart cry at night. So this is all example for the personification. The next we have pun. So pun, the pun can use multiple meanings of the same word. So homonyms we call, or different meanings of similar sounding words. Example, I am a mender of bad souls. Are you understood? The second one, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. People should stop moving their arms. So this is what we have the example for the pun. The next we have antithesis, the juxtaposition of contrasting words or ideas to give a feeling of balance. Are you understood? See, example, there was both peace and war. It's very simple example they given. See, next one you will understand very clearly. Good and evil are the part of life. So that's the best example. So this is what we have the a negative word and the positive word together in the one sentence when comes. That is, we call it as a antithesis. So see the last one. Spicy food is heaven on the tongue, but hell in the tummy. It's exactly correct. So next we have onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a very important poetic device. So, what is this definition? The formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named. Example, the dog barked all the night. They all clapped at the magnificent performance of the kids. What a thunderclap those words to me. This is all the example. The next we have assonance. Assonance, the use of words that have the same or very similar vowel sounds near one another. Okay, so consonant words we understood, and this is the vowel sounds. So the fat cat had a smack. Alas, it was a tough nut to crack. Well, it rises high into the bright blue sky. Here, the mellow wedding bells. So it's a beautiful sentence that we call it as a assonance. The next one we have the oxymoron. So oxymoron, it is the conjoining of a two contradictory words. Example, I observed deafening silence there. It was an intelligent donkey. Best example. Have you ever seen a wise owl? Superb. Fantastic. So next we have the Nekdoki. This is one more very important poetic device. It is a figure of speech wherein a part is made to represent the whole. For example, they came on their wheels. Understood? See, five brains are enough to deal with this problem. Everybody understood? So one head is better than 10 heads, what we say. So that is all the example for this. So the ship was lost with all hands. Example. Next one is that epithet. Epithet, it meaning it is an adjective or a praise given to one for one's quality. For example, he was called Evans the Break. Understood? Next one we have he called the white-haired director. So they were hard hearing people. So these are all the example for the epithet. So next we have one more very important apostrophe. Apostrophe, this is also very important poetic device. So what is the definition? It is used to address a dead or absent person or thing. Very simple. Is that address a dead or absent person or thing? For example, oh God, where are you staying? Understood? Whether you're absent or present. Well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do it me? What do you think you can do to me? Yes, death be not proud. What a brilliant sentence. Metonymy. Metonymy is a one more very important poetic device. So it's a substitution of one term for another. For example, I'm I am reading Chetan Bhagat nowadays. Very famous book, okay? I'm reading Chetan Bhagat nowadays. Books of Chetan Bhagat have been substituted with Chetan Bhagat. They were listening to Lata Mangeshkar. This is all the example. The next we have the imagery. Imagery, it creates a mental picture which is claimed and experienced by the poet author. It means completely we have to imagine that particular scene or picture. So let's see. Mary children were spelling out of their homes. Dear children, okay, teachers. Next one is that trees were sprinting at a great speed. So all the best example for the image. Hyperbole, or we call it as a overstatement. See it as a definition: exaggeration of the fact by poet or author. Example: he scored a goal and the entire world rose to greet them. See one more best example: she winked and everyone around her fell down. So this is the example for hyperbole. Next one we have the euphemism. Euphemism is a to use inoffensive expression instead of offensive one. Very easy. My father died at the age of 64. It is a offensive. My father passed away at the age of 64. It is a inoffensive. This is the example for the euphemism. So next we have the zeugma. Okay. So zeugma, it is a use of a verb in a sentence to modify other words. Example: she broke my phone and my heart. It means phone and heart connecting. He took his hat and his leave from there. The example for the zeugma. Next one we have the consonants. Consonants means repetition of consonant sounds at the end of the words. Slip, slop, and creak, crock. It's an example. Tip top of shop. This is the example. Next, we have the paradox. It's a meaning, a statement that seems absurd but has a deeper meaning. That's the best example. See, example one more we have. This is a definition. Uh, Child is the father of a man. Coward dies many times before their death, but valiant dies only once. Fantastic statement. Paradox. Next, we have the allusion. So, allusion, it means a passing reference to historical event or a play. Example: he picked the bow like Lord Rama and broke it into two pieces. Don't behave like a Scrooge. Clear, children? So, this is a allusion. Next one we have refrain. Refrain mean it is a phrase or a line repeated at intervals in a poem, especially at the end of every stanza. For example, men may go, men may come, but I go on forever. Miles to go before I sleep. What a beautiful sentence. Yes. Next one is that anaphora. Anaphora, it is the repetition of words at the beginning of successive clause. Clause C, for example, instead of calling me there, instead of treating me well, instead of speaking well is the best example for the anaphora. Next, we have the transferred epithet. Transferred epithet means here it is a figure of speech wherein adjective is a transferred to another noun than it actually describes. Example: when aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie. Clear, children? See, here the adjective terrified has been used for hands in place of Aunt Jennifer. Aunt Jennifer's tigers. Clear? Very simple. A sweet, unnoted young boy sitting at the back of dim class. It means, see, here the adjective dim has been used for class instead of the room. An elementary school classroom in a slum. That's a poem. Fisherman in the cold sea would not arm waits. Here, the word cold has been used for sea instead of cold hearted man, keeping quiet. Okay, see, one more very important contrast. It means it is a literary device through which the poet or writer or author differentiates between two person or two places or two things or subjects. Example, see, Simapuri is on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it. Young trees sprinting and my children spilling out of their homes. So that is a one more example. Symbolism. Symbolism meaning it is a poetic device using an action that means something more than its literal meaning. For example, squirrels game symbolize the fun and freedom outdoors. An elementary school classroom in a slum by Stephen Spender. Poem name Civilized Domes symbolizes the cities which show progress and great architecture. See, one more we have clean clothes symbolize peace and tranquility. That is a very important. So next we have irony. So irony, it is a literary device which helps us figure out the difference between reality and the appearance. For example, his name suggested that he is Lord of the universe, but he is a rag picker. The operation is successful and he is dead. That is a irony example. Clear? Next, we have allegory. Allegory is also very important poetic device. So, figures of speech. It is a narrative or story found in words that has a purpose of elaborating an idea. So, elaborating ideas is a very important. So, next we have the parallelism. So parallelism, it is a literary device which shows the phrases having the same grammatical structure. Example, that's one step for men, one giant leap for mankind. Every time you smile at someone, it is an action of love, a gift to that person, a beautiful thing. That is a best example for the parallelism. So next we have the enjambment. So enjambment means it is a literary device wherein throughout and ideas are carried over to the next line without any pause. For example, life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hover upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. So that is a in the Macbeth story we learn. So dear students and the respected teachers, so who's watching my video first time, for more informations and more explanation for the English related grammar and the literature, and also competitive examination important question and answers and the mock test series also, I will start very soon. So for that I need your support and your suggestions. So please subscribe for my channel and click on the bell icon for the regular notification. Thank you very much. Yes.